Graph. Label the vertex, the y-intercept, and any x-intercepts. Equation is y equals x squared plus 2x minus 15. We have a quadratic equation, so the graph is going to be a parabola. The coordinate of the x squared term is positive, so that it will open up. We start by finding the vertex. To find the vertex, we can use the formula, the opposite of b over 2a, and that gives us the x-coordinate of the vertex. That is the opposite of b, which is 2, over 2 times a, which is 2 times 1. And that's the opposite of 2 over 2, which is negative 1. This is the x-coordinate of the vertex. To find the y-coordinate, we substitute negative 1 for x. We have negative 1 squared, which is 1, plus 2 times negative 1. 1 minus 2 is negative 1, minus 15, it would be negative 16. So the vertex is negative 1, negative 16. The next thing we need to locate is the y-intercept. The y-intercept is found when x is 0. So we have y equals 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 15, or negative 15. So the y-intercept would be 0, negative 15. And notice that we already have 2 points that are on the graph. What about the x-intercepts? Well, the x-intercepts are where y is 0. So let's let y equal 0 and solve for x. We have 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 15. And here we need to factor. 0 equals x plus 5 times x minus 3. We have x plus 5 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0. And that gives us x equals negative 5, or x equals 3. So that gives us 2 x-intercepts. That would be negative 5, 0, and 3, 0. We can also find a few more points. Let's organize what we have in a table. We have x and y. Because of finding the vertex, we have 1 point. Because of finding the y-intercept, we have another point. And because of finding the x-intercepts, we have 2 more points. And we can find a few more points on the graph by choosing some values for x and finding the corresponding values of y. For example, if we let x be equal negative 2, we have y is negative 15. If x is 1, we have y is negative 12. And if x were 2, we'd have y equals negative 7. This gives us quite a few points for which to graph and then to connect them to graph the parabola. So we'll plot the points that we found and we'll connect them to draw the parabola. Notice that when I drew my graph or my axes, I labeled the y-axis counting by 2s and the x-axis counting by 1s because my y values were quite a bit larger compared to my x values. So let's plot each of these points. We have negative 1, negative 16. Let's see, it's negative 12, 14. This is negative 16. So put a dot here. 0, negative 15. That will be just 1 unit up from the negative 16. Negative 5, 0. There's my negative 5. 3, 0. Negative 2, negative 15 puts me right here. 1, negative 12. And 2, negative 7. It's going to be between the negative 6 and negative 8. I'll put it right here. Well, it looks like it's a parabola. It opens up, which is good. So we will sketch it by coming down here to the vertex and then back up. Now we're asked to label the vertex, so we'll start by labeling the vertex. That was -1, -16. The y-intercept was 0, -15. And the x-intercepts were 3, 0, and -5, 0. The very last thing we want to do before we're finished graphing the equation is to actually label the equation itself. Y equals x squared plus 2x minus 15.